entire Paris Climate Accord, a ripoff. I canceled Obama's falsely named Clean Power Plan, which was a disaster. Other than the name of the plan, it was a total disaster. I ended the war on Pennsylvania oil and gas, and I ended the war on clean, beautiful coal. We put our miners back to work. We fought for Pennsylvania, and we won for Pennsylvania. And when we win in this November, this coming midterm, which I think maybe will be the most important in our country's history, we will fight and win for Pennsylvania and our country itself, because our country is in serious trouble. We will win, and we will stop this horrible, horrible onslaught. With a Republican Congress, we must defend parents' rights. No teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent. We will save our kids, and we will also keep men the hell out of women's sports. In addition, we will get critical race theory out of our schools, out of our military, and out of every part of our federal, state, and local governments. You know, I had done that, and then just about in his first day in office, he wrote an executive office ending it, but we had already done that. It was gone. Got rid of all of them. One of our highest priorities will be to crack down on left-wing censorship and restore free speech in America. We don't have free speech. We don't have free speech, and we have a totally crooked press, all of them back there. We will immediately terminate Joe Biden's so-called disinformation governing board. How about that one? A chilling and un-American power grab that we will not allow to stand. Go out and sign up now for, by the way, Truth. I'm so happy to be back on social media, which is #1 on the Apple App Store, #1 ahead of TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and all others, #1. Can you believe it? I opened this thing, it's like we have really a great platform, but #1, what a great honor it was to look at that. It's going to be our voice. It's going to be the voice of the people. And by the way, Jason Miller, I want to introduce Jason Miller. He's a great friend of mine. He's done a fantastic job, and he also has a big voice out there on the social media, wherever you may be, Jason. Wherever you are in this big crowd of people, we love you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I'm glad I remembered to do that. The radical left Democrat Party is not a 50% party within our country. I really believe that. They're against God, guns, oil, law enforcement, voter ID, the Constitution, and the Founding Fathers. Other than that, they're wonderful. The only way they win is to cheat in elections. I really believe that. You can't be against those things and think you're a 50-50 party. We have to restore election integrity in our country. In 2016, we won Pennsylvania by a lot. From that point, 2016 to 2020, Republicans out-registered, because of me to a large extent, Democrats in Pennsylvania. Listen to this, 21-1. That never happened before. We out-registered them 21-1, which is why on election night, we were up by more than 650,000 votes. It was over. And then, we're going to be closing up for a little while, they said. At every level, Republicans must fight for universal voter ID, citizenship confirmation, no more fake drop boxes, they're fake. And no private money pouring into local election offices, no more. Just like in France, we just had and we got to view a big election that just took place. We should have one-day voting with only paper ballots and mail-in ballots accepted only from distant military service members, distant, if they're not in the country, or people who are very, very sick. It should last one day. What about these elections that last 48 days where they have boxes and boxes, and they're in rooms in storage, nobody watching over them, they're being moved all over the place. You say, what's going to, one day, paper ballots. One day election, paper ballots, like we used to have. We have a process that nobody trusts. And you can't have a great country if nobody trusts the elections. And frankly, you shouldn't trust them. They're so corrupt. We're just 6 months away from the most important midterm victory in American history. And we need a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig it or steal it. You know, at a certain point, if you win by enough, they can't rig it, but we're also watching them virtually. We're going to take back the Senate, and we are going to take back America. And in 2024, most importantly, we are going to take back our beautiful White House. But first, we have to secure a massive victory for Dr. Oz in this primary. So get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and get the hell out to vote for Dr. Oz. You got to do it. I want to thank J.D. Vance for being here, by the way. What a job he did. He's hot now, you know, he's hot. He's a great hot celebrity. Maybe he won't remember me anymore. Maybe he'll say, Trump, oh yeah, he was all right. But he will. He's going to remember all of us because he's going to be around for a long, long time politically, in my opinion. Very smart. And he's the one that can win, and he will win. He will win in Ohio. J.D. Vance, good man. Good man. He really stepped forward. And you know what? The people of Ohio really stepped forward. They did a great job. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs for Pennsylvania families, fair trade for Pennsylvania workers, and more Pennsylvania factories forging more products stamped with those beautiful words, made in the USA. We will shut down Biden's border disaster, reinstitute our strong Remain in Mexico policy. We will reimpose Title 42, which I understand they're ending. You want to see people come into our country? Knock out Title 42. Strengthen the patriots of ICE and Border Patrol, and we will again end catch and release. We will end chain migration, a disaster. We will end the visa lottery, and we will quickly finish the remaining portion of the wall. Could have been done in a few weeks. We will stop the Democrat crime wave. We will give our police the power they need and the respect they deserve. And I want to thank the Pennsylvania police for the treatment they've given me. I love the police. They do a great job. They're not given the kind of accolades they should get every single day. It's dangerous work, and they do an incredible job. We will not take legal protection ever away from them. They want to take legal protection, so if they happen to make a mistake or somebody sues them, they have to protect themselves. That's not going to happen. We will restore law and order in America. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the virus upon the world. We will protect innocent life. We will defend our Constitution, and we will defend the Second Amendment. We will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. And by the way, very importantly, as you know, during that term, records, almost 300 federal judges and 3 justices of the Court of the United States, and they're making a very big decision now. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. In conclusion, our MAGA movement, Make America Great Again, is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country, and the fake news can't even challenge it. They can't even think of it. I've said it many times, and they've never challenged it, because it's the greatest movement in the history of our country, and probably beyond that. Together we are standing up and against some of the most menacing forces, entrenched interests, and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. Despite great outside dangers, and we do have tremendous outside dangers, and right now more than ever before, because our so-called leaders, I say so-called, they don't know what the hell they're doing or how to deal with it. But despite that, our biggest threat remains the sick, sinister, demented, and evil people that we have from within. But no matter how big or powerful these corrupt radicals may be, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. Belongs to you. And I do want to thank you all for coming out in this unbelievable weather. I want to thank me too, you know, because I said I could have had it. I could have, hey Oz, I could have had a great out. I could have had, and by the way, your wife is so incredible. You're going to get a great first lady in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You're going to get a first lady. I know her well. She's incredible. And does she love her family, her husband and her family? So thank you very much for being here and standing, especially the first lady, standing with us. Thank you very much. This is your home. This is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. From Allentown to Johnstown, from Easton to Erie, from Harrisburg to Pittsburgh, and right here in Greensburg, we stand on the shoulders of American legends who poured out their blood, sweat, and tears for our rights and for our freedom. Pennsylvania is the Commonwealth where our founding fathers declared American energy independence. Think of that. You were the first ones many, many, many years ago. Who would think where we are? We had it done a year and a half ago, and today we're begging for energy. We're begging enemies for energy. It's where the Army weathered its brutal winter at Valley Forge, where General George Washington led his men in a daring mission across the Delaware, and where our Union was saved by the immortal heroes at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. One of the most vicious battles in history and one of the most beautiful places on earth. Isn't that interesting? And this is the state where generations of tough, strong Pennsylvania miners, factory workers, and steel workers forged the greatest nation in the history of the world. It was the hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is the hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country from what's happening right now. We will stand up to the radical left lunatics and the rhinos, and we will fight for America like no one has ever fought for our country before. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never, ever, ever, ever back down. As long as we are confident and united, the tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a small chance of victory, because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and to God alone. My fellow citizens, this incredible journey we are on together has only just begun. It's just begun. And Oz is going to help us to have it keep going. Oz is going to help us. And it's time to start talking about greatness for our country again. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't talk about greatness anymore. We talk about everything else. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with the help of everyone here today and citizens all across our land, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we'll have full reaction to